Space is big and dark and full of stars. Can you count them all? There are so many and they're so far away, but some things in space are closer. We can see them better. Have you seen the moon? It's a big ball of rock that goes around our planet Earth. Earth is a planet too. It's our home and it goes around the sun. The sun is a star, a giant ball of hot gas that gives us light and heat. There are 7 other planets that go around the sun, just like Earth. Some are big and made of gas and some are smaller and made of rock. They all travel in a big circle called an orbit. We can see some of these planets from Earth, even without a telescope. They look like bright stars, but they don't twinkle. Long ago, people didn't know these were planets. They called them wandering stars because they move differently than the other stars in the sky. Long ago, people looked up at the night sky and wondered about those lights in the sky. They noticed that most of the lights stayed the same, forming patterns called constellations. But some lights moved differently. They seemed to wander across the sky. We know now that these wandering stars weren't stars at all. They were planets. People started studying these wandering stars, trying to figure out how they moved. They learned a lot just by watching the sky carefully. These early astronomers didn't have telescopes or spaceships. They used their eyes and their brains to make amazing discoveries about space. Can you imagine exploring space without a telescope? Long ago, people didn't have these tools. They used what they had to study the stars and planets. They used their eyes, of course, to observe the sky night after night. They paid close attention to the movements of the stars and planets. They used math to track the movements of celestial objects. They recorded their observations carefully, creating star charts and calendars. These early astronomers made incredible discoveries that helped us understand our place in the universe. They laid the foundation for modern astronomy. Let's talk about Mercury. Mercury is the smallest planet in our solar system. It's also the closest planet to the Sun. Mercury is a rocky planet like Earth, but it's much smaller. In fact, it's only a little bit bigger than our moon. Mercury is a speedy little planet. It zips around the sun faster than any other planet. That's why it's named after Mercury, the Roman messenger god. Because it's so close to the sun, a year on Mercury is only 88 Earth days long. Can you imagine having a birthday every 3 months? Mercury is a planet of extremes. During the day, it gets incredibly hot because it's so close to the sun. The surface temperature on Mercury can reach a scorching 800 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hot enough to melt lead. But Mercury doesn't have any air to hold in the heat. So, at night, the temperature plummets to a freezing negative 290 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a huge temperature swing. It's the biggest temperature difference between day and night of any planet in our solar system. If you could travel to Mercury, you'd see that its surface is covered in craters. These craters were formed by asteroids and comets crashing into the planet long ago. Some of these craters are huge. The largest one, called the colourful basin, is over 900 miles wide. That's like driving across the entire United States. These craters tell us that Mercury has been hit by a lot of space rocks over billions of years. It's like looking at a cosmic history book. Even though it's covered in craters, Mercury is a fascinating planet. Scientists are still learning new things about it all the time. Space exploration is an incredible adventure. We've sent spacecraft to Mercury to take pictures and learn more about this mysterious world. The Messenger spacecraft spent years orbiting Mercury, sending back amazing data and images. It helped us understand Mercury's composition, history, and even its magnetic field. Scientists are always looking for new ways to explore space. They're developing new telescopes, spacecraft, and robots to help us unlock the secrets of the universe. And guess what? You can be a part of this exciting journey. Mercury's orbit is unique and fascinating. Unlike other planets, Mercury has an elliptical orbit, meaning it's not a perfect circle. This causes Mercury to speed up when it's closer to the Sun and slow down when it's farther away. This phenomenon is known as orbital eccentricity, but that's not all. Mercury's orbit also precesses, meaning the shape of its orbit slowly rotates around the Sun over time. It wasn't until Einstein's theory of general relativity that we began to understand this precession. Einstein's equations showed that the gravity of the Sun was warping space-time around it. Mercury's surface is a tapestry of craters and unique landscapes. The colourful basin is a massive impact crater created by an asteroid collision billions of years ago. This giant scar is surrounded by mountains and smooth plains. But craters aren't the only fascinating features. Mercury also has long, steep cliffs called lobate scarps. These cliffs formed as the planet's core cooled and contracted. Another intriguing aspect is its hollows, bright, shallow depressions. Scientists believe these hollows are caused by the sublimation of volatile elements. Mercury's atmosphere, though thin, is fascinating. Known as an exosphere, it's made of atoms blasted off by solar wind and micrometeoroids. This layer includes oxygen, sodium, hydrogen, helium, and potassium. Unlike Earth's atmosphere, Mercury's exosphere is so sparse that particles rarely collide. Despite its thinness, it shapes the planet's surface and interacts with the solar wind. One fascinating feature is the sodium tail, a comet-like tail glowing in certain wavelengths. This tail extends millions of kilometers and offers clues about Mercury's solar interactions. Missions to Mercury. Various missions have been sent to Mercury. The first mission to Mercury was Mariner 10, launched by NASA in 1973. Mariner 10 performed 3 flybys of Mercury, capturing the first close-up images of its surface and revealing its heavily cratered terrain. This mission provided crucial data about Mercury's magnetic field and thin atmosphere. Next, we have the Messenger mission, which stands for Mercury Surface, Space Environment, Geochemistry, and Ranging. Launched in 2004, Messenger orbited Mercury from 2011 to 2015, providing detailed maps and data on the planet's composition, geology, and magnetic field. It discovered water ice in permanently shadowed craters at Mercury's poles and revealed surprising details about the planet's volcanic activity. Currently, the European Space Agency and the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency have joined forces on the Bepi-Colombo mission, launched in 2018. This mission comprises 2 spacecraft, the Mercury Planetary Orbiter and the Mercury Magnetospheric Orbiter. Scheduled to arrive at Mercury in 2025, Bepi-Colombo aims to deepen our understanding of Mercury's formation, its magnetosphere, and its interaction with the solar wind. These missions have collectively transformed our knowledge of Mercury, turning this mysterious planet into a well-studied member of our solar system. Fun facts about Mercury. Mercury has many interesting facts that are fun to learn. Let's discover some of them. Did you know that Mercury is the smallest planet in our solar system? Despite its small size, it has a massive iron core that makes up about 85% of the planet's radius. Mercury also has the most eccentric orbit of all the planets, meaning its distance from the Sun varies greatly. Speaking of temperatures, Mercury experiences both the hottest and one of the coldest temperatures in our solar system. Another fun fact is that a day on Mercury lasts about 176 Earth days. That's longer than a Mercury year, which is just 88 Earth days. Mercury also has a very weak atmosphere, known as an exosphere. Despite its proximity to the Sun, it has water ice in permanently shadowed craters at its poles. And here's a quirky fact: Mercury has no moons or rings. These unique and fascinating facts make Mercury one of the most intriguing planets to study. Thank you for joining us in uncovering these fun facts about Mercury. Don't forget to subscribe to Beat Lab Kids TV for more exciting space adventures. Keep looking up and keep wondering. The universe is full of surprises waiting to be discovered. Bye-bye.